So one of my other videos, I forgot to mention about book sales. Book sales are an amazing place to find books. It's not my number one choice because not too many come around my area, but when they do come around, they're definitely rewarding. So in this video, I'm going to go ahead and talk about book sales, what to expect, how to look for them, and hopefully to find some amazing books. Let's get started. Hey, it's Lenny from Simon Says Resale, where I go ahead and talk about my experience selling on Amazon, mainly books, but a few other things too, like toys. And I go ahead and share, how-to videos, some experiences that I have, along the way. So hopefully the videos are very helpful for you. If you haven't already, please subscribe so you get notified when new videos come out. So in this video, I'm going to go ahead and talk about library sales or library book sales. I had made a video before. Unfortunately, I didn't add this as one of the items to look for when looking for books and where to get books. So I do apologize about that, but book sales are another resource, another great place to find books, in addition to the ones I made in the other video, like Goodwill, Salvation Army, yard sales, garage sales, estate sales, Craigslist, and so on and so forth. So I guess the reason why I didn't mention it before is I don't go to many, and there aren't many around me, so I don't really constantly see that happening or me going to them, so I tend to forget about them. But first and foremost, where to find them. Basically, the best place to do that is online. There's a couple websites. One website which is free is booksalefinder.com. Go ahead and enter in your location, and go ahead and click on the state you're in, and it kind of gives you by city and the date and what month they're coming. So it'll give you kind of an idea of what's going to happen this month, next month, and maybe the next month after that. So you have an idea, you can plan for it, and everything else like that. So booksalefinder.com. The other place is booksalesfound.com. Booksalesfound.com. Yeah. So that place is another great resource. It isn't free. It does charge some money. I believe it's a monthly cost. I'm not sure what the prices are now, but put the link on the video so you can check it out. Yeah, you just go ahead and pay for it, and there's a service that finds the book sales for you. And what makes this site unique and why you're paying for it is they do all the research. And these bar and book sales, particularly that are public, they're more private and hidden and really not marketed. So you kind of get your own little book sale, and if you find one that no one really knows about, and it might just be you. So you might go to a book sale and it's just you there, and you get all the books to yourself. So that's what makes the book sales found a unique opportunity for them, is they do all the research for you to find places to go. So another great place to do that in. So those are two main places. I also look at Craigslist. Sometimes you might see some advertisement for book sales as well. I've been to several book sales. They're all different. They all have a different flavor, a different twist, some different requirements, some different restrictions. So the best advice I can give is, once you find one on a date and a time and location that works for you, give them a call. They'll usually be at a library or some store. So give them a call, ask them a few questions. For example, how much are the books? What type of books? What the conditions are for most of them. Can you use a scanner? Can you scan books? That's a big thing too, because don't think you can go to these book sales and you come with your scanner and they tell you can't. So that could happen. It's happened to me. One of my first big book sales I went to, I got all excited. I had a scanner, and I went and I scanned probably my second book, and someone tapped me on the shoulder and was like, "Hey, please put your scanner away. They're not allowed." And they pointed to a sign that was, further down the aisle from me. Unfortunately, I couldn't use my scanner, so I had to kind of best guess, use my very little experience at the time to find the right books. Luckily, I did pretty well. I got about 80 books. Since I couldn't scan them and I had no idea what the sales value was or what the offers were or the sales rank was, I kind of stuck to paperbacks because that was the least risk money-wise. They were $1 paperbacks, $2 for hardcovers, and $3 for specialty books like art books, cookbooks, the big coffee table books. So I stuck to mainly paperback, and I got about 80 or so. No idea really what to expect when I got there, but what I focused on, because that's another question a lot of people ask, is what do I do when I get there? But of the 80 books I got, I focused on the textbooks. There weren't that many textbooks. They had everything else. They had, both fiction, nonfiction, and within those categories, they had kids' books. They had tech books, like IT books. They had very few textbooks. They had cookbooks, self-help books, diet books, how-to books, religious books, politics book, you name it. They had it there. Um, I really didn't know what the books were. I didn't have any guide. It was just more of experience, and what I learned from watching videos like this is, when you go to a library sale or anywhere, like Goodwill even, for instance, what books do you go after first? Well, at Goodwill, it's kind of easier because there's no rush. You're just kind of there. No one's bothering you. You can take your time. Book sales are a little different. Book sales can be chaotic, a little frantic, maybe some pushing, maybe some screaming. No, not too much screaming, but some people get carried away. So you kind of got to do your own thing, be in your own world, be respectful, but, be nice, and just not focus too much on other people. But the book sale I went to, after they tapped me on the shoulder, I put my scanner away because I want to be polite and considerate. But I thought to myself, do I go home or do I stay? What do I do? So I stayed, and I'm very happy I did. I was there for maybe a little over an hour, I think it was, and I got 80 books. And I went after the books that I knew about first. Like, I'm a tech person. I've been in IT for almost 20 years, so I went after the tech books, and they had maybe 100 of them. So I went through them. I didn't scan them. I just looked at the title, looked at the condition, and kind of guessed based on what I knew. You got to be careful with the tech books, though. When I'm saying the tech books, like IT, not textbook per se, but the tech books, like technology, computer books, things like that. Because some of the software books, like Adobe Illustrator and Premiere and things like that, they have versions. They have releases, version 6, version 10, whatever. To a non-technical person, when you look at a book like that, you see a book, it's a tech book, great. It has a CD in it. Wow, it's amazing. It's immaculate. There's beautiful condition, amazing condition. But the book isn't going to sell because no one's using that version anymore. So keep that in mind. When you're on your own and you don't have a scanner, it may be harder to tell. So maybe avoid those books or be very careful. If you do have a scanner, then you have a better chance of getting the right thing. So I'm familiar with tech, so I knew kind of what to look for and what to not look for. Some of the general technology books like Networking 101, programming books like Ruby Rails or Java or C++, those tend to do pretty well. So I kind of knew that those were good as well too. So I got a few of those. Then I jumped to the how-to books. How-to books like DIY, do-it-yourself. Those are very good too. So I got a couple of those. I stuck around in the health and diet place. Not so much like the South Beach diet, because if you scout for books a lot, you'll probably see that book on almost every single shelf. Is the silver-colored South Beach diet book. Avoid that book. Everyone has it. But I kind of avoided those, but I stuck to more of the unique books, like how to diet using this method or how to do this. So I stuck with those, and those were really, really good. What other books? I also dealt with career books, self-development books, a little bit of religion books, some Judaism and other religions as well. So I did pretty well in that whole haul. I didn't know it at the time. I didn't know it until I got home. But when I got home, I laid out the 80 books and I scanned. The good news is, of the 80 books, about 75 of them were great. So that was an amazing haul, I think. The other 5 were either at a higher sales rank than I wanted, maybe over 5 million, and the profit, even when it did sell or if it did sell, wouldn't have been that great. So I think what helped is the books at the book sale, regardless of what they were pretty good, condition and topic-wise, so that helped. I just want to give that little tidbit of information, my experience with it. So what I learned from that. Call ahead. Call them. When you look at the book sale on the listing, like on booksalefinder.com, go ahead and call them, ask them a bunch of questions. How much the books are, can you scan, what the prices are, do you provide bags? Some people provide bags. They might not be the best quality bags. So what I would bring some totes, bring some heavy-duty totes, heavy-duty bags. Go ahead and bring a cart. Carts are great to kind of carry the books out for you. Because when I went to the first one, I had 80 books. I didn't have a cart. Luckily, I brought a bunch of totes. One tote ripped, so I kind of put one tote in another tote, and I made it work, and I carried it to my car, which was pretty far away, but I did it. Hurt my back after, but it was well worth it. So expect, some chaotic people, a little frantic, mostly nice, polite. When you are able to scan, it's a different world, because there's another book sale that actually it happens it's not that close to me. It's about 40 minutes away from me. They have a book sale like that maybe once or twice a month. So, and you can scan, which is great. So when I go there, I just scan, and they see me doing it. So it's not like I'm trying to hide it. They know I'm doing it. It's a pretty good book sale, but I don't go there too often because I wind up not getting that many books because I was just there. So, or other people were just there. But it's kind of like a hidden book sale. It's a public library book sale, but it's a small library, and it works for me. But yeah, book sales are a great resource in addition to the other ones. Definitely keep an open mind. Have a plan. So when you go there, go for the textbooks. If you're an IT person, maybe start with the IT books, and then go to the different categories that you sort of know, and just stick with the obscure books, maybe paperback if you can't scan. But when I have a scanner and I have time, I'll just scan every book. I don't care. Scan. Yes, no. That's kind of what I'm looking for. But when you don't have a scanner and you don't have that much time, use your best judgment. You will pick some bad ones, but hopefully you'll pick more good than bad. But I think that's probably about it about the book sales. Definitely do your research ahead of time because that's important, because you don't want to have too many surprises when you get there. But I hope that helps, and definitely comment on the video if you have any questions. Go ahead and like it if you enjoyed it, and if you haven't subscribed, please do, because you'll be notified with other videos that come out when I make them. So appreciate you watching this, and have a wonderful day. Bye.